Welcome to On the Couch,
where we talk and you listen.
or at least we think you should.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another podcast. If you didn't listen to our first one, we highly suggest you go and listen to it. I'm Stacie,
I'm Christy.
and we thought we'd talk to you a little bit about parenting.
Yes, the joys of.
Between us, we have 4 children. I have 2 boys.
I have a boy and a girl.
When I say boys, they're adult people now.
Yeah, all of our children's are over 18.
Yes. But, parenting has a lot of interesting things.
Ups and downs.
Yes. I personally find parenting adult children harder than small kids.
Yeah, it's more expensive.
Way more expensive. Christmas gets a lot more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legos, well.
In my case, Legos
work.
work.
Legos still work. They're just the expensive ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to have more than so many pieces versus I got a little person and that's awesome. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I think when you talk about parenting, when they were little, they were so cute.
Yes.
They smelled. Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah, sometimes good, sometimes bad. But they were so cute, and you got to dress them up, and they did what you told them to do.
Well, and everything that
Went where you went.
and everything was new and exciting.
Yes.
Like, fireworks are awesome. The first snow, we all know about snow at this point, but the first snow and making a snowman, going down a sled, like everything was just so exciting, and it was simple.
Yeah.
Like, and like the kids, they talk about, I say kids, yeah, they're not young adults. They still talk about one of the vacations that they enjoyed, and it was simple. We went camping.
Right.
And, we went camping and we took their scooters and we sat and they went around the circle that we were in. They rode their scooters and we went down to the amphitheater and we put our own little plays. Easy for me to say. But we had a good family time of fun and made memories that were not around, we're not around a cell phone. There was none of that. It was all sitting around a campfire and, doing some experiments. What happens if you take the melted marshmallow bag that you can't eat now because it's all stuck and yucky and you throw it in the fire? Well, that was fun, and it all blows up. It's like, oh, and it was very exciting, but it was simple.
Right.
And which I think is good because, you did those same kind of things with your kids going camping and that kind of thing. But that's also why our kids appreciate the simple things of life, but they also really appreciate the expensive things of life as well.
Yes, they do. And I don't know about your 2. I'm pretty sure your 2 probably have the same kind of issues that my 2 have. They remember their childhood a little differently than I do.
Yeah.
Somebody once asked me, how do you do it? What advice do you have? My kids got a little bit older. My advice was, you love them and try not to screw them up.
Yeah.
Make them, productive members of society.
Yeah. If you say it, do it.
Yeah.
Like I think the follow through is huge. And, my kids didn't learn how to count because I counted down them getting into trouble. It was every action has a consequence.
Yes.
Positive, negative. Right. And I think that learning that as a child sets you up for school, sets you up for adulthood, because everything has a consequence.
Yes.
And I think that they've learned that well over the years.
Yeah. But, again, I don't think they remember the childhood the way I do. My oldest will tell you that I let him go for 3 months with a concussion and never took him to the doctor. Or I let him walk on a broken leg for 3 weeks.
Yes. She didn't.
I didn't. For the record, his leg was broken.
Yes.
And it was 2 days. But who breaks their leg swinging around the door frame?
Your children.
Well, that's true. That's true. The oldest one kicked the youngest one hand and broke his hand. So
yes,
I guess that is true.
Yes, that is true.
They should be wrapped in bubble wrap.
Yeah. Well, that's like anytime we get together, your youngest, my oldest, they get together and they play. And I'm always concerned as to which one's going to get hurt. One of them's going to get hurt.
Both.
Or both, especially if they decide to,
body
you know,
slamming, choking people out. That's what we do, man.
Yeah,
That's how we roll.
All in love. It was all in love. They were both fine. Nobody had to go to the hospital.
Right.
And this was when they were adult. Like this wasn't when they were younger. When they were younger, they were fine. Now that they're both over 18, it's like, no, you're going to get hurt.
All the rules go out the window, man.
Yeah.
All the rules.
Yeah. There's so much to share.
It is, and it's different. It's different when they're older.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the things that we did, it's a blessing us being close enough to each other that we can spend time with nieces, nephews, right? Is that we established Vegas rules.
Yes.
Because as we know, sometimes your children don't think that you know very much.
Right.
But maybe another adult or an aunt is pretty smart.
Good cop, bad cop. Good
right.
cop, bad cop.
Right. It depends on whose kids you're talking to.
Right.
And so I could say something to my children. You turn around and you can even say it in the exact same way. And all of a sudden you're brilliant and I don't know anything. So when we establish the Vegas rules, my kids can go to you and talk to you knowing that it stays between you and them.
Yes.
Because they know that we talk a lot to each other, almost daily. But when they feel like they have something that they want to talk about or talk through, they know that they could come to us and it's going to stay.
Yes.
And
unless you're my oldest child, he likes to tell on himself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've never been the one to tell on him though. I've never given anybody's secrets up for anything. Well,
in his defense.
I have suggested, I think you should share this with your mother.
In his defense, when he, teenage years, when you get to preteens, and I'm sure you had a similar conversation with your kids, I made sure that both of my boys knew that you can tell me anything. Mm-hmm. I may not like what you're telling me. I may disagree with what you're telling me.
Right.
But I want you to feel comfortable enough to come and tell me so that you know I've always got your back.
Right.
I may tell you you're wrong,
right.
but I've always got your back.
Right.
My oldest took that very literally. Very, very literally. He tells me everything. So much to the point now, when I say adult like, he is 27.
Yeah.
He comes to me and tells me things, and I have to remind him, like, dude, I'm your mom. I don't need to know that.
TMI.
Like, no, too much, man, too much.
Yeah. Well, and I think one of the things too that, like you said, I always told the kids, and Travis, we told our children, was that it doesn't matter what you've done, where you're at, if you're in trouble, you call me. Mm-hmm. Because I'm always going to be your safe space, regardless of what has happened. We're going to go. And part of that became because when Travis and I, when we first got married, we were youth pastors, and we told all the youth, you ever go out and you do something stupid and you're scared to call your parents, you call on us. Doesn't mean we weren't going to tell your parents, but we're going to get you in a safe space. And then we're going to tell them. And then we're going to go get your parents because that's what we should do. But, we had a conversation before we had children. Like, if we're willing to do that for somebody else's kids, one, I would hope that our kids would call us when they're in trouble. Right. And so I'm like, if you're going to do it for somebody else's, your own should, and I'm pointing because that's where my son's sitting. But, you should be able to go to your mom and dad and tell them stuff. Now, I, as a teenager, did that. I did share a lot with my dad, but I did not.
I shared a lot with
my mom so much.
With my mom, as you know.
Yeah.
She was awesome. If I could be half the parent she was, I would be a great parent.
Yeah, you are a great parent, though.
Thanks. I think so. Sometimes. Sometimes I have no idea what I'm
doing. Yeah, every parent's just winging it, though.
That's true.
Because there's like, oh, well, there's a book. Go read the book on that. Well, because every child's different and every life situation's different. So there's no real book. I don't care what anybody has to say.
And it changes as you go.
Right.
Because society changes. And so what the
Yes.
rules and what's happening in the world changes. So what you have to parent changes.
Yeah.
But Mom, I thought, I was going to be golden because, mom's there. We're good. And she was always the favorite. I think she's everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
Kind of like Travis.
Yeah, I know.
But whenever you'd go to her like, Mom, this is what's happening. What do I do?
Yeah.
And she would say, I don't know. What do you
What
think
do you
you
think
should
you
do?
should do?
Well,
Yeah.
if I knew what I was supposed to do, I would have done it, lady.
Right.
And I don't know. But it created problem-solving skills for me, which in turn helped me pass those down to my children.
Right.
Because I've caught myself more than once telling them, well, what do you think you should do?
Right. Well, and then talking out like, if you do that, what is a possible outcome? Consequences.
Right.
It all comes back to that.
It does.
To some degree, which, it's funny because I remember a story with Declan. Like, he was in school and he came home and he just looked, you know your child's demeanor and stuff, and he just looked very upset. He just looked very concerned, and I'm like, what's going on, buddy? Like, it's our bedtime ritual. I'm putting him to bed and stuff, and I'm in there and I'm like, what's going on, buddy? And he's like, I got to tell you something. I'm like, okay, bud, what's going on? He's like, I want to tell you because you and Dad say, if we tell the truth, it's a lot better. And there'll be, less consequences, basically,
right.
than if I lie to you or hide things from you and whatever. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's 100% true. And he's like, I cussed at school today.
He ratted himself out.
And I was like, inside, I'm like, oh, like, it was so concerning to him that I might find out, because one of the things that we always said is there's always other words that you can use to express yourself. There's a lot more words in the dictionary than there are what's deemed cuss words. So, you can express yourself in a different way. And so he told me that, and I'm like, okay, buddy. I'm like, well, what could you have done? And so we talked through, like, what could you have done? How could we have handled that differently and stuff, just for future reference. So then he looks at me, he's like, you're not going to tell Dad, are you? I'm like, well, we don't keep secrets in our family.
Right.
And I don't keep secrets from your dad. So if it's something you need to tell me, it's something we need to tell Dad. And he's like, oh, like, he was so worked up. And so I go in and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get your dad. And I go in, and I've kept a serious face the whole time. I go in and I shut the door and I started dying laughing. And I'm like, your son has something to tell you, but I got to tell you, you got to take it easy on him. And he's like, what? And I told him, and he did the same thing. He starts laughing.
Right.
He's like, so wait, he ratted himself out for cussing in a situation where we would have never probably
you
found
never
out,
would have known
unless the teacher overheard it and reported it or whatever. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so what that tells me, though, is that we've done something right, because he's willing to fess up to something that he's done, and it bothers him because he felt like he could handle it in a different way. And I said, and we kind of talked through that. And so we go in the room, and so Declan, he's like, so what's my punishment? Because I got to get my consequences. I'm like, oh, we've drilled this hard. And we're like, well, since you were honest and you told us there are no consequences. He's like, no, I'm not allowed to play video games for a week. So he grounded himself from video games for a week. Because,
man, he's harsh.
He's harsh on himself. And but he recognized, like, and mainly it was the thing that was for us, it wasn't necessarily the words. It was the fact that there was another way you could have handled it,
Right.
And so that was the main point we wanted to get across to him. It wasn't necessarily the words, which, yes, there's other words you can use. And I prefer it in life, even as an adult person,
that you use other words.
You use other words.
Yes.
Because it shows a higher intellect. You got bigger smarts than that. So, but I think that now, even as adult children, like, they come and they share a lot. They'll come in the room and they'll talk. And I know yours, they like to do the same thing.
They do. And it's a good thing. I think, when you look back, I don't know about you, but I look back on the stages of parenting and the stages of children. You get to, when they're babies and they're toddlers, you're so worried about making sure you have everything.
Yeah.
Being tired constantly.
Yes.
because,
You're running on no sleep.
you
Ever.
don't sleep ever.
Yeah.
And when they're toddlers, okay, my oldest adult-like child, his significant other has a toddler.
Right.
I forgot how many times you say no.
A lot.
A lot.
Constant.
A
You need one
lot.
of those buttons like you have
Yeah.
in school and stuff, little red
It's like,
button.
no.
Yeah, instead of the
No.
easy button, it's the no button.
Right.
No.
But you do all that. You're worried about, they fall all the time.
Right.
Because their heads are bigger than their body.
Right.
And they fall and they crack their skulls.
Trying
and whatever.
new foods, because what if they're allergic?
Right.
Yes.
Learning to go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
And then you hit school age and you're trying to teach them to be normal people. Like you can socialize, you can carry on a conversation, you can do all these things. And then you hit the dreaded preteens.
Oh, Jesus. Middle school age is like, everyone should be able to skip those 3 years and just like everyone forget it. Like take all that out of the scrapbook.
I would be out of a job, but
so,
let's not do that.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
let's not do that.
Let's not do that. I would be out of a job.
Yeah.
But I mean, when they hit teenagers, middle school age, preteens and teenagers, they have two emotions. They're sad or they're mad.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no other in between. They're never happy.
Yeah.
They're sad or they're mad. Like you walk in like, what is wrong with you? I don't know. I'm just mad. Okay.
Yeah. Well, and I went through sad and mad during COVID. Like they had just left sad, mad, and now they're in COVID and now they're sad, mad because they're with me and Travis all the time.
Right.
So,
and then you hit teenage years.
And then there's dating because they're the teenage years. And
shenanigans, I tell you. Shenanigans.
Right. They should not. You should not date when you're a teenager. I'm just saying. Because
that's not going to go over well.
I know. I'm just, part of that is because one, you get the girls that, want to be in a relationship and they want to, or the boy, whichever. I can speak from a girl perspective. Been around a lot of girls in my time. And they're boy crazy and they feel like they have to have a boyfriend. Then you have the girls that are like, I could care less. And I was the girl in school that like, if I got asked out, okay, fine. If I didn't, okay, fine. I'm still going to be okay either way.
Right.
And I'm still kind of like that. I've always kind of been like that. Like, because if you're okay with yourself, which is a hard thing to be when you're a teenager, and teaching them to go through that, like you were worth more. You were, you should value yourself more. You don't have to settle for him. I don't care what he's a jock or he's smart or he's got money or whatever. Or, with the guys, oh, she's pretty. Yes, but can you have a conversation?
Right.
Like, can you? And so those are the things of teaching and kind of going through those things with your teenagers for them to understand that, because as full adult people, we know.
Not adult-like people.
Yeah, as opposed to adult-like people or the teenage years people, what the real important values of a relationship are.
Yeah.
And it's hard to.
Or you should, you
would hope. And it's hard to pass those back. It's hard to show them. It's like, look, I can see this person and I kind of see this path that you're going down. And it's hard for them to get a hold because we're still working on being smart as parents. We still don't know anything sometimes.
Well, and I think the thing about parenting is once you think you've got it figured out, once you've mastered a stage in childhood,
they change.
Yes, it changes. I remember, for example, I called Mom one day.
Yeah.
My oldest was about.
Yeah, I already threw my kid's name out there. It's fine.
He was 2,
okay.
And everybody had warned me like, oh, the terrible twos. He was perfect. He was just the sweetest little thing ever. He would go to bed. He didn't give us any trouble. Like he even modeled for a store I used to work at. He's in a little tuxedo with a little bow tie. He was all cute, right? He was great.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. He turned 3 years old and I called my mom and I said, what on earth happened? She's like, what? I'm like, somebody snuck into the house in the middle of the night, took my sweet little child and gave me this devil seed. What happened? And she laughed. And she's like, oh, it's the terrific 3s. I'm like, it's more like terrifying. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and for me, like mine are only 13 or 15 months apart. They're
God
15
love
months
ya.
apart. So I went through all the stages for a boy and a girl
Together.
together,
Back to back.
all through that. So it was like, which let me just say, it was great because they always had somebody to play with.
Yeah.
Except for the fact my youngest, she doesn't require someone to play with all the time. And my oldest, he's really, really sociable and he likes to be around people all the time. So that didn't always work out the way that you would hope. So, but it was fun watching them learn and watching them grow up together. I
Yeah.
found a video just the other day, and in the video, like the driveway's covered in sidewalk chalk because it's a driveway. It'll
Right.
rain, it'll come off. Some people are weird about their driveway and don't do that stuff.
Whatever, it's cement.
Whatever. They never wrote on the walls, but even that I had a backup plan just in case. So, but they had bubbles, and my youngest, and she's like, "Oh, bubbly," and it's like she was just so excited over the bubbles, and now I'm like, bubblies are not as much fun.
Well, you get to be adult-like. Fun story about that. So my oldest, as you know, has a job.
Yes.
And
Yay.
has a very good job.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
It's a good job.
And it has some perks.
Uh-huh.
And so one of those perks is we get to go hang out at his work.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is something you do for enjoyment and amusement. Yeah. Well, they had a bubble show. And I made him go.
Yeah.
Like, we were there and I was like, come on, let's go see it. And he was like,
Right.
Mom, seriously. I'm like, seriously, let's go see it.
Right. It's like, oh, there's just going to be little kids at the show.
It was pretty cool. This guy, made big giant bubbles and, did all these cool things, but smoke in the bubbles. It was fun.
Right.
Right? The whole time he's sitting there like this.
I could totally see
And I was like,
with his pouty face.
I'm like, it's bubbles. And he was like, forget the bubbles. Except he didn't say forget.
Yeah.
He used his outside words inside. And again, can't parent that because he's adult-like.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know what adult-like is,
Yes.
adult-like is legally,
Legally.
the state and government says, hey, you're an adult.
Yes.
You call your mother to make doctor's appointments.
Or to find your wallet.
To find your when you don't live with her. You have your own house.
Yeah.
You call because you want them to make something to eat so you can come and pick it up and take it back to your house.
Yeah.
Or bring you lunch at work. Or a battery.
A battery, because they need it for their tool.
Yes. And
so
work.
Can you leave your house, which is not anywhere near my house or near my work, go
it's
to my
an hour
house
away.
Mommy, can you?
Or,
do I have this insurance coverage? Do I have?
Right. Adult-like children are much harder to parent.
Yeah.
They really are.
Well,
and then they bring other people into the group. Not that you don't love the other people. I do love the other people.
Yes. Yeah.
I do. I love them greatly.
They've picked good people.
They have picked good people.
So they've got good people.
But then that's another dynamic that you have to look at.
Yeah.
So it gets harder as they get older.
Right?
I don't know how our parents did it. I don't know how my mom did it.
I
have no idea.
Well, my mom didn't have to worry about bringing lots of other people in because I didn't get married till I was 28 and I didn't bring anybody around that I was dating. So, and so literally when Travis called to say, hey, can I ask him for my hand in marriage? Like, well, she's grown. She can say whatever she wants to say. I think my mom didn't parent the adult-like children. She's just like, go figure it out.
Right.
She just kind of stopped.
Right.
But, and I think it's a lot different now too, because we're parenting, but we also have them as friends. And so,
yes.
And so, I share silly things with them that I think about or do and joke with them. And, they come in and they do the same kind of thing. Or, hey, Mom, have you seen this TV show? And we'll sit down and binge watch a show together. I was going to
say, you like hanging out with them.
Yeah.
Just like I like hanging out with my kids. They turned out to be great people.
Yes. So,
despite my many flaws, they turned out to be great people.
Right. we somehow, through all of our imperfections, have made some pretty good choices in helping our children grow.
Yeah.
And so, and you've got to kind of find your way. I'm like, with my kids, it was obviously the consequences thing. Kind of, yes, the dog keeps walking back and forth. There's the consequences thing. But the other thing is stopping and taking a moment and recognizing that they're in the room and acknowledging them when they're talking and realizing that they're people just as much as they're children. So,
yes.
What they have to say in all those stages, the things that they have to say, the things that they have to share are important.
Yeah, they are.
Because it's important to them.
And it creates who they become.
Yeah.
I have two very different children.
Yes.
And I was not blessed to have them really close together. They're almost 5 years apart.
Yeah.
Mainly because I said that once my oldest hits 5, I'm not going to have any more. Fooled me. So they're almost 5 years apart. But they like different things. They do different things. I mean, yeah, they've done some of the same things.
Yeah.
They both played sports. They both like cars. They both, things like that. But I tried to foster each of their unique attributes of themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, for the love of Pete, I have one that dresses up and is an entertainer.
Yes.
A scare actor.
Yeah.
He does Comic-Con. He likes all of those things. Comic books, video games. Now the other one likes video games too, but
in a different
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's, he likes guns. He likes bows and arrows. He likes to go hunting and fishing. And one, I think it would break his heart if he ever shot anything.
Yeah. He's not the let's go do that kind
nope,
of guy.
It's not his thing.
Yeah.
Very different children from the exact same parents.
Right.
Raised in the exact same home.
Right.
Doing the exact same thing. Although I think the youngest one, Jesse, got a little bit he got a break on things because Dalton had broken us in.
Yeah.
But so he got a break on some things because we weren't quite as, this is what you have to do. This is not what you have to do.
Right.
As a parent. So I think that helped a lot.
Yeah.
And now we move into the next stage where they're going to, my oldest, he's out on his own. He's lived on his own since he was 22. He bought his own house.
Right.
Without my help.
Yeah. Very independent.
I'm very, very proud of that young man.
Yeah.
But they're going to move into the next stage of creating their own families.
Yeah. Yeah. And the hope is that the things that we've instilled within all of our children and stuff, that they carry those things on, all that positivity. Like, please disregard anything that was not good.
Right. Well, and you'll get used to the fact of someone misinterpreting everything that happened in their life.
Yeah.
Like walking around on a broken leg for 3 weeks. It wasn't 3 weeks. It wasn't 3 days. It was 2 days. 2 days, people. 2 days.
Yes.
Having a concussion, that was only a day.
Right.
But who does that?
Well, that was kind of prone for concussions. When you go to try to, run into the house, garage door not yet fully up, but I'm going to go at it full blast, patonk, and down.
Right.
So, but he survived. He's okay.
Yeah.
He should not play
There's no lasting damage.
No, not that we're
fine.
aware. No,
it's fine.
He's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. Mine, I have a video of my oldest from the house when we were, before we moved here. And I have a video of him wiping out in our big old driveway. We were in Columbus. Like, it was a full on wipeout. Like, when I saw it, I went, ooh, that hurt.
You never say ooh.
Yeah.
You never say ooh.
Well, no, I was in the house. I saw it on the camera.
Because when you say ooh, then they start to cry.
Yeah. Well,
Don't say ooh.
hopefully he wouldn't have cried because he was like a sophomore in high school.
Oh, but sometimes you
it-
still cry.
Yeah, he fell pretty hard, so there might have been tears, but
Sometimes you still cry.
yeah, so
You still cry. Again, I have children that need to be wrapped in bubble wrap, so it's all good.
yeah. Well, I relate to that. So
You need to be wrapped in
I'm
bubble
trying to
wrap
be
for your
wrapped in bubble
children.
wrap. I do. My kids are pretty good. Like, my daughter, she does pretty good. Son played football, never had any major injuries in the playing of the football for 10 years.
Nice.
Like, took a helmet here and there. And the only time that he ever got hurt were the games that I didn't go to.
That's usually how it works.
So, like, I missed in his whole football career, I missed 2 games. Twice he got hurt to where it was like follow up of you need to like ice this or whatever and just keep an eye on it. But it was not a major like going to the hospital injury. But that's why I was always like, no, I can't miss this game. And I'd call off work or whatever I had to do because it was about showing up too as a parent. That was another thing.
My 2 like to get hurt when I'm out of town.
Typically, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's normally how that works.
Yeah.
When I'm out of town, this is when they're adult-like. They're adults, mind you. Not like little kids. When they were little and teenagers, they went everywhere with me.
Yeah. Mine too.
I took them wherever I went. I tried to make it as fun as I possibly could make it and give them all those experiences and see those things. I realized that my oldest is not a big musicals fan.
No.
My youngest, he's all in.
Right.
My oldest, not so much.
Yep.
But they like to get hurt when I'm not here. And I don't mean like when I'm not here, like I'm 45 minutes away.
No, like from one state to 2 over.
Yeah. Like in New York.
6-7 hours away.
Or
more.
3 hours away.
Yeah. No, it is 6-7.
So,
you do teach middle school, so
I do.
I'm
I
sorry.
do. I'm a glutton for punishment. But yeah, they get seriously injured.
Yeah, like ER.
Yeah. I don't understand. I think it's because they miss me.
But
That's what I think it is.
that's why
I think they miss my presence and they need me to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. But I got your back just like you've got
Yes.
mine.
Yes.
And we've got each other's back through a lot of things. And so even through the parenting, through Vegas and all the other.
And we'll move on to the next stage of parenting, which
Yeah.
I'm not really, I guess you're a parent for the rest, like your whole entire life. It's just different stages of parenting.
Yeah.
Like we move from teenagers to adult-like.
Yeah. We start out diapering them. We leave them diapering us. That's how.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Yeah, well,
Just saying.
Lord have mercy. Hopefully they marry really nice women.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all I'm
I'm going to end up with my daughter. I have a feeling. Love you.
I have 2 boys.
Well.
I don't know. They both take care of me, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
They take care of me now. Kind
To
of.
some degree.
Kind of.
some
Unless
degree.
it's
They try.
unless it's hard
Unless.
or it interrupts the video game play.
That's real, man. That's real.
That's a real thing.
Our adult like children video game interruptions. Let's not interrupt. So anyway, I think that we're gonna close this one out.
Yeah, I think this one's it.
There'll be more parenting in the future
Oh, I'm sure.
because it's constant.
I'm sure. I look forward to our next one.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
It's in the works. It'll be really interesting. It'll make your oldest very uncomfortable.
It will. It will.
But
Love
it'll
you.
be funny.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, and because we approach these with, here's a topic, and now let's talk. So if you don't like the flow, this is just how it goes.
right.
Sorry.
Make sure if you're watching that you subscribe
Subscribe.
because we're trying to
Yep.
beat her oldest one
Yeah.
and everything.
Subscribe,
So-
like, share. Woohoo!
Because that's how we roll. We're very competitive.
Smidge. Just a little bit.
But thanks for watching.
Thanks. See you next week.